why would you continue to watch this crap?
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead. Podsednik hits one to deep right center field. Back at the wall. This ball is gone. Podsednik goes deep. Freebay charges, throws, out, and the White Sox have won the World Series. To Richard, across the cage, he scores! Here's who's going to look the third time in 6 years. The Blackhawks are Stanley Cup champions. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Is this
Justin Fields is worse than Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent is better than Justin Fields. We should stick with Tyson Bagent the rest of the season.
False start, offense, the entire offensive line.
People are dumb. Look,
I mean,
and what boggles my mind about it more is when you hear idiots on the CBS broadcast talking about, well, I don't know how they go back to Justin Fields. The man had 2 touchdowns and 4 turnovers today.
what is going on with these broadcasts?
I have no clue. I don't know if they're being fed information
I think
on the side. Like, I don't know. I give up. Like, I quit. Yeah. Was that John? I know how much he loves him some.
Oh, you took the Seahawks.
I did take the Seahawks.
This is
I
your
did.
face now.
Yeah.
This is what you look like now.
Look.
This is your post-Halloween costume.
I had to take a chance, but this is what feels.
Okay.
So right now, Fitz is like all of those fans. That's the same look that all of those fans who said Tyson Bagent was better than Justin Fields has right now. And,
Yes.
and
I don't get it because, like we said before, it's a terrific story. It really is.
It is.
And
And he had a good first half.
He had about a game that you should have at this age and this acumen and with his
Yes.
talents. He's doing more than you would ever think a person could do. That's
And-
it.
And
Move on.
that interception he had in the first half was atrocious.
God.
Just
And
I
we're
mean,
gonna disagree on a couple of the interceptions.
if you go back and look at that, I mean, it was just they're in a cover 2. He has 3 black jerseys within 3 yards of where he's throwing the pass, and he still throws the pass. I mean, you can't make that pass.
It's the perfect storm of bad decision and unathletic play.
Yes, and even his first touchdown pass.
Both meet.
Yeah, even his first touchdown pass was saved by Kmet. I mean, it wasn't really a good pass. Kmet just went up and made a play. And Jeremiah says, it's bad when you're saying, for Christ's sake, just throw it back to Tiki. That's a good point.
I expected more out of Tiki Barber, but whatever.
That second interception that he threw, the second one, was I felt like it was just a really good play by a defensive back. I know you felt like it was showing the lack of arm strength.
It's either a catch and a giant play, or it's not an interception.
I don't think that the way he jumped it and how good he jumped it, I don't think you can complete that pass no matter where you put it.
Yes, I mean, man, that New Orleans defense.
Oh, they're sick.
Super athletic.
I told you. At the beginning of the season, watch the Saints defense.
You did. I've only watched probably 3 or 4 quarters before this of Saints football. That defense has a chance to be special.
Yeah,
that's not just a top 10 defense. That defense has a chance to be special if it's, if things come together. Sometimes it's chance.
Johnny says back to Fields knob slobbing.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
Here's what I can say.
Quarterback.
Here's what I can say for both sides.
Athletics things. Do you want that? Or do you want somebody who at best is a game manager? Who's not even Kirk Cousins, for Christ's sake?
here's something that
He's not even Joshua Dobbs. He's not.
here's something that would really put this in perspective and give both sides of this argument
False start.
room to pause, right?
I'll start.
Is this the best quarterback room the Bears have ever had?
Yeah, you know what? I actually was going to say the same thing a couple of weeks ago. It probably is, because Justin Fields is probably right now, even if you want to make an argument, he's around where Cutler was.
Yeah.
And then you have a backup QB who he looks like he's going to be a top 10 backup QB. He's going to be a top 40, top 45 quarterback in this league, probably maybe top 50.
Downing Thomas says we just have to wait until Justin Fields is back and everything will be okay. And I can sense the sarcasm in that comment.
Yes.
And here's the reason why it won't be okay.
It's soaking it.
It's not because
it's like my liver last night.
It's not. It's like my liver right now. This is just rum on ice.
Your psychologist.
Here's the thing: when Justin Fields come back, we will have the more athletic, the better passer, the better quarterback on the field. However, they will stop calling all the RPOs that they've been calling for Tyson Bagent. They'll stop calling all the rollouts for Tyson Bagent that they've been calling. They're going to stop all of the good game planning that they've been doing under Tyson Bagent, and they're going to set Justin Fields up to fail again, because that's the only explanation for why they're doing what they're doing with Tyson Bagent and not doing when Justin Fields is on the field.
So I don't know. I don't know any other way to say it. So they can act like they're right. If you say bad things about job stop, Will Smith will blow your head off. Will slap you. Yeah, I mean, we should take a moment on Josh Dobbs, but it's just I counted like 6 planned rollouts at least. Could be 11 planned rollouts. I don't know, because Bagent does have this tendency to roll out when it's not a rollout play, and you could see that. So you have to look at the all 22 to see how the line and the receivers are reacting to see if it's a planned rollout. But at least 6 planned rollouts, 0 game 1 for Justin Fields. It's insane. You have, and I text you about it. A 4-3 runner. You know, one of the most dynamic QBs to start in this league ever. One of the most exciting players last year. Like, you had a coach yelling at him to stop scrambling. And Mike McDaniels, who's kind of nutty, but whatever. And you have a white guy who runs a 4.8 40. It was a good player. You roll out with him 6-7 times at least planned.
Yes. It's insane to me. I don't, for the life of me, understand it.
They want a dynamic offense. They want to have a guy who has a lot of choices. And yeah, Bagent went through his progressions a couple of times. Badly, I might add. There was a couple of times guys were open that he pulled off of way too quickly. Yeah, he seems composed. More composed than I would be at 23.
Yeah.
There's so many good things about this kid. And you overshadow it by saying that he's going to be a starter in this league, or even pretending he is.
And again, like you said, I mean, it's a great story, and that's what it should be, is just that, a story. And I don't look, I don't go out there and tell you that Justin Fields is perfect. I don't go out there and tell you that Justin Fields does everything the right way. He holds onto the ball too long, and he doesn't throw receivers open. He does have those things that need to be coached into him, right?
There is a guy who held the ball longer than any quarterback probably ever, Ben Roethlisberger. He's in the Hall of Fame. There used to be a time in the NFL where holding the ball was actually a good thing. I know we all have amnesia in this country, but there was a time where throwing the ball downfield was actually what they did in the NFL.
Would you say Tyson Bagent held onto that ball too long at that last strip
sack? Yeah, fumble. Yes, but can we say that? Is it okay to say that?
No, because he's white and he stays in the pocket.
Yes, he stays. He doesn't stay in the pocket though.
Yeah, but he's their pocket passer.
I don't see it. I mean, there is some great things he did, like the not doing the handoff Deontay Foreman. I'll admit it there. Maybe Fields hands that off. It was a terrific play by a young quarterback.
Yep.
Not that.
He's made some good plays. He really has.
You can be short on ability, especially in the NFL. Especially in the NFL. Just Megan TV with the comment of the day. She gets the rim shot. Rename the show.
There is no
I get it, but they win this game by 2 touchdowns if Justin Fields is in the game. I mean, you show me where they
see. I don't know. I don't know if they win this game by 2 touchdowns if Justin Fields is in the game, only because the Bears finds ways to lose. That's what the Bears do. And not only that, but they wouldn't have game planned the way that they game planned if Justin Fields was their quarterback, and they wouldn't have called half of the plays that they called if Justin Fields was a quarterback. We would have had 7 and 8 step drops all day long. Because that's what they do when Justin Fields is in there. It's just the facts. And we can sit there all we want. Justin Fields is on his way out of Chicago. He's going to succeed somewhere else. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. When he gets there, we will see it happen.
There's at least one score, and Jeremiah does bring it up. That run pass option, Justin would have scored easily.
Oh yeah.
You know the play.
Yes.
Mid fourth quarter, like Jeremiah's right.
I mean, and some of those passes, some of those interceptions are not thrown by Justin Fields.
No way. I mean, I'm just saying, somebody who has more arm talent does not throw that second interception, and that was basically the game. And then you punt it with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
Well, weren't you on the 4 though?
Today, this chicken shit stuff. Where the Sunday night game, I mean, yeah, they're down 2.5 score, whatever. They're down 3 scores. They're not coming back, but you don't even let the kid go out there. They kneeled the ball at the end.
You know what?
All today too. It's like,
you know what people are saying about that. The same reason why they didn't allow him to go throw that Hail Mary, because they didn't want him to get picked off, because they're trying to shave his numbers so that it looks good on paper. For when Justin Fields is ready and healthy to come back, and their justification in moving forward with Tyson Bagent. That's what people are saying.
How many sounders do I have to?
Do you believe it?
If that is what they're doing, and if you could kindly not watch football plays while I'm fucking talking.
It's on commercial right now. I'm not watching anything. I was looking into the camera.
I'm watching the commercial. Who's on the commercial?
Captain Marvel. She's so hot.
Brie Larson. Yeah, I got kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Looking at her is a lot better than looking at you. Just gonna say.
I'll allow it. But I don't even know what we were talking about.
It's funny. So
Larson's face and in that leotard.
Then they started throwing flags late in the game too, and that was one thing. Me, you, and your brother were talking
in their desire for.
Me and your brother
and faster pace of play.
Me, you, and John are talking about what's going on with the flags, and there was one that was a offensive holding that brought a ball back, and late action comes minus 275, and then. There was another
Doubting Thomas wants us to fight.
There was the hold. Well, I'm sorry, the face mask called on Velus Jones, where his hand grazes the face mask of the defender, but he is held all the way down the field on the kickoff that they don't call, but they call the face mask. And when you look at the numbers say that they had the
You're still thinking about Brie Larson, aren't you?
the bets in Vegas were on the under at 41.5, and they were sitting at 41 points. And the other bet was on on the Saints, -9.5. So Vegas made out with the Saints, -9.5.
It was one of those games. It was weird.
It's every single one of them.
Some of them, he should have made that field goal.
Oh, yeah.
Just, really weird call with Velus. But Velus Jones again, like, don't,
Stop that.
He's terrible.
Someone like go into his face, just like look at his face and say stop.
How about the play call on 3rd and 6?
Very athletic.
On 3rd and 6 with your quarterback who is actually doing very well with the RPO and the rollouts.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 6 in the fourth quarter with a chance to take the lead, you throw a wide receiver screen to your third string running back who hasn't played all game long. Then that doesn't work, and you get the ball back, and on first down, what do? You run a wide receiver screen to Velus Jones on the other side of the field. That doesn't work. The wide receiver that you should have cut and probably never should have drafted are the two guys that you're going to in crunch time.
Up your butt, Joe Boo.
This is the play calling stuff that I'm talking about. It is so asinine to me that they are still allowed to go out there and be on the sidelines for NFL football games.
I just don't. I just like we talk about incongruent and Jeremiah checks and Velus can't even take a penalty properly. Can't even catch a penalty properly. Yeah, I mean it's what we go back to. It's the incongruence. It's nothing's complimentary. Like nothing fits together. Nothing makes sense. When you see, and there's a lot out there. I know we're all armchair quarterbacks and we talk about offensive coordinators and sometimes unfairly, but they at least have a theme. The good ones. And there's 10, 15 out there. I mean, that have a theme. Doug Peterson, McVay, there's a lot of them out there. Mike McDaniels, my boyfriend, Mike McDaniels. Go Fins! Tough loss today, but there's a lot out there. I just don't get how you continually have coaches this much dysfunctional on your staff. I just don't get it.
I don't. It's never going to make sense. It's the Bears.
Refill.
It's the Bears.
TV.
It's their organization. It's what they do. There's no explanation for it. I mean, it's just.
Is there a reason? You were right earlier today. Is there a reason to even keep talking about it?
No, there's not. I'm starting to actually just get more excited about watching good football. Like I was really excited after the Bears game was over to watch the Red Zone Network, where I got to see Joshua Dobbs come out of nowhere and lead the Minnesota Vikings back. I got to see CJ Stroud with 36 seconds and 2 timeouts take his team downfield and score a game-winning touchdown.
Unbelievable. I really, and this is the weird part. He still
that I said he was going to be good.
He still could be Justin Fields light. He's just in a better situation. He's got a great offensive line. Offensive line.
When we were at Bourbon Street,
there's 3 first rounders on that offensive line.
When we were at Bourbon Street, I said in the draft, when I ranked the quarterbacks, when we were talking about quarterbacks and who should go and who, I had Will Levis at 1 and I had CJ Stroud at 2.
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
You wanted it again.
I am.
You wanted it again.
But it's the truth, though. I mean, that when we say stupid shit, people come at us all the time. So when we say good shit, we have to push it.
Like I said, Josh Dobbs. I did say today
a good Ohio State quarterback. Yeah, now there's 2 of them in the league, John.
Yep. There is. I mean, there's no denying that Justin Fields is a good quarterback. that is a top 25, 20 quarterback at least. There's no.
It's talking about CJ Stroud. He's lucky we didn't draft him. That's for damn sure, Brian. Thanks for chiming in.
Second place.
That's
And a rim shot.
That's for damn sure.
Second place.
Look,
he's still just a hair ahead of you. Joe Boo with the Joe Badoo bartender. But go on.
Can we talk sports now? Are you okay with that?
One more. Megan TV. Combs and Virginia. Who wins?
Well, I would slit her throat. So there's that.
Who wins in a death match? Combs and Virginia McCaskey. Virginia McCaskey is on steroids.
Virginia McCaskey is on something because the fact that she's still living and breathing and destroying Bears fans' will to live is beyond me.
All right, we can get back to sports now.
Brian says, I'm pretty sure she is immortal.
Yes.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Yeah.
But no, so, watching guys like CJ Stroud do what he did, not to mention he's on my fantasy team, so I love that part of it too, because he scored like 60 points today. As he threw for he set a rookie record for 440 something yards and 5 touchdowns.
Ridiculous. And a lot of good throws too. Saw some of the highlights afterwards. Didn't watch the whole game. Did watch the end of the game as you were watching. I'm dumbfounded, really. Was at a loss for what he did better than Justin Fields, so didn't think it would translate.
Mm-hmm.
He's improvising right now. Like, this is not a guy that's throwing anticipatory throws. This is not a guy who's sitting in the pot. There's a lot of work to be done. But he looks a lot like Deshaun Watson year one.
He does, and he's
a lot like Deshaun Watson year one.
He's more of a pocket guy. He's more of a just step back and throw type guy. He's going to stay relatively healthy that way. I don't have the same concerns for him that I have for, some of your more mobile quarterbacks like Justin Fields or Patrick Mahomes, those types that tend to be out of
in there. He was hurt in the last playoffs. He gets a little bit more hurt. They don't win the Super Bowl.
To me, CJ Stroud, I mean, the Houston Texans got their franchise quarterback last year, and it's going to be fun to watch this kid as he grows and develops. And all these naysayers with Ohio State will never have a good quarterback are out of their mind.
Right here, I was a naysayer. I just thought he was a poor man, and he still could be. I mean, that's a great offensive line. He still could be.
Yes, Jeremiah.
Poor man's Justin Fields. He still could be. He still has a long throwing motion like Justin Fields does. He does not get the ball out super quick, even when he decides to throw. But he's doing a lot of good things. So you're saying the Houston fucking Texans are better at developing computer? Yes. They have 3 first-rounders on the offensive line. How many do the Bears have?
When it comes to developing quarterbacks, the Bears rank 95th in the league. That's behind all of the XFL teams. That's behind 12 college teams and 7 Canadian Football League teams. Like they are the worst franchise in the history of Earth at developing quarterbacks. Yes.
4,000 total. Have not had 4,000. Is there any other stat in sports where, I mean, you can't really compare other sports, but it's
never had a 4,000-yard passer. Not once.
Not once. And just the wide receivers that they didn't keep that were good to even break pretty much 4,500 yards. Mm-hmm. The only players that did were running backs, and great running backs at that, Forte and Peyton. I mean, come on. But
that's a stat that includes the Tennessee Titans, by the way, and the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. Other franchises that are notoriously bad at grabbing quarterbacks.
Chad Pennington,
the Jacksonville Jaguars. All those teams have had a 4,000-yard passer. Not the Bears.
It's not just that. I think the wide receiver stat to me is even worse, where you don't have a wide receiver who has 5,000 yards in the history of your team. Like that is like saying you don't have
our top 2 wide receivers of all time are running backs.
It's almost like saying in baseball you don't have a player who hit over 150 home runs. It's like you can't, like a guy can do that in 3 seasons now. Like what is
CJ Stroud today
do this
threw for 100 more total yards than Tyson Bagent has thrown for in his 3 starts.
I don't even know what that sounder meant.
I just like you can't make this stuff up when it comes to that. You just can't.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah. I'm with you. They rank behind a lot of football movie teams that don't exist.
All-Pro left tackle since 1985. One.
How many Pro Bowl
cannot play quarterback like this?
Left tackle.
How many Pro Bowl quarterbacks have they had?
What's that?
How many Pro Bowl quarterbacks have they had in the last 40 years? 3?
Trubisky did make the Pro Bowl, believe it or not.
Yeah, in 2018 when they were 12-4.
And it was okay. Like he ended up, someone got hurt or couldn't go in, so he's and then became a Pro Bowl player and had a good season. So I think he almost deserved it. Almost. Cutler made it once. And Grossman should have made it in 06 if he could have had 1 TD and 1 interception a game and he would have made it, but he was so terrible in the last 10 games or 8 games of the 2006 season. I mean, they were talking MVP for him.
Did you know that the Bears are second all time among franchises with Hall of Fame quarterbacks?
Whoa, back up.
What are
you talking about?
The Bears have the second most Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They have 4.
Stop that!
I'm just telling you.
Name them.
So Sid Luckman is 1.
False start. Offense. The entire offensive line.
Patty Driscoll is number 2.
Stop talking. Stop.
No, listen to me.
Don't count.
Why?
Don't count.
George Blanda.
Because the quarterback, you barely had 4 passes back then. They do not count.
George Blanda is another one, even though he was a cowboy. They don't. I'm just telling you, when you look it up, that's what it says.
It's the most important position in sports.
You have
to ask the question. They don't count.
I was trying to find the stat on how many Pro Bowlers quarterbacks that they've had. And it came up with the Bears have the
silver lining.
And the Bears have the second most Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I was just shocked by I didn't say I liked it. Just said I was shocked. That's weed. Don't lie.
Oh no.
Now you would have held it in longer if it was weed.
This one's weed. Next week.
When you eat the edible.
And Sweat looked great. He really did. Like I saw comments. You make a comment on Facebook. Who is this guy? We waste the money. He basically changed the game a couple of times. The one pass that the guy was wide open. Derek Carr goes to throw to him. He blocks the pass. It's almost a fumble and changes the entire game. Just a split second earlier, it's a fumble.
Yeah.
And doesn't get the pass off. It's a 3rd down. They get the ball back. I mean, they could win the game if they have Josh Dobbs at quarterback. Are we going to talk about Josh Dobbs or are we not going to talk about Josh?
We can talk about him. I mean,
you don't want to talk about him. I should have pulled the fucking video on your ass.
What video?
The video saying Josh Dobbs, that was a bad trade.
I said I didn't understand the trade because I thought that they still had
that right now.
I thought that they still had the kid that they had drafted a couple seasons ago. I didn't know he was gone. That's what I was saying. Josh Dobbs, he's a good backup. He's the same thing that we're talking about with Tyson Bagent. He's a good backup. He was 20 of 30 for 158 yards.
Oh, here we go with the stats.
He's a good backup.
Could you put on glasses when you read stats off from now on?
Two touchdowns, no interceptions. 7 yards rushing, or 7 carries for 66 yards rushing.
66 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Are you people are like, he rushes.
The more important stat there is that he didn't have a turnover.
No,
Tyson Bagent had 4.
It's uneven to compare them. It really is. It's not fair to Tyson Bagent, but that's a top 30 quarterback right there. Josh Dobbs. He's a top 30 quarterback. There's no doubt about it. Go back and watch the Arizona game where he beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
Your Cowboys, I guess. Jesus.
They are tonight. I picked them.
Yeah.
+3 right now. It's tied 7-7.
You're a fucking loser. Anyway.
You're a loser. You're the one that spins the wheel every week.
Stop that.
And I realized I told you this before we came on air here, that if I just pick against you in every game, I'll win every week.
Every time we pick together, it's
like Atlanta and the Rams.
Every time we pick together, it's terrible. It's
how the Rams go into Green Bay and get smoked by a really bad Green Bay team.
Yeah, and Rippon has an arm. I don't think that kid will ever be like good, but he has a chance to. I don't know how you lose that game, and they're saying, well, Jordan Love might have turned a corner. What?
He was 20 of 26 for 228 yards.
Here we go with this.
1 touchdown, no interceptions.
Watch the game.
Is that really a turner of the corner?
And he wasn't very good.
Look
the
Rams defense is not good.
Our guy, if you want to call him that, Downing Thomas says, you know it when you see it. There's nothing, at least, and even Downing Thomas would admit this. At least there's something Justin Fields does well, and maybe better than anybody in the league or top 5. At least there's some things he does well. Long, downfield, over 20 yards, one of the better quarterbacks. Obviously can run well. There is nothing Jordan Love does well. Nothing.
He loses pretty well. I've enjoyed watching it.
I have. I have too. I mean, you're right. He does lose pretty well, but he's a hard to watch. It's hard to even enjoy the last couple of games the Packers have played. It's really hard to enjoy those games.
Yeah, it's been tough. If you would have went with Baker Mayfield, you would have won that bet. By the way, even though the Buccaneers lost, they were a 3-point dog. They lost by 2.
Shanna, did you eat the edibles and not share fits? I did not.
But no. She's asking if I ate them and didn't share with you.
Oh, it's possible. With some of your calls,
it's probable.
Pete Carroll call.
That was, dude. You got one right. You're one over me. We still have all the games this afternoon to go.
We should do a rewind in the show. You said if we do something right, we should say it. I did something.
No, I said I should say it. I didn't say you should say anything.
Something right.
Wait fucking minute.
Yeah, congratulations. You picked the Baltimore Ravens to win at home.
Fucking men. There's a spread in all these games, Jagoff.
Yeah, and the only reason that I went with Seattle was to be different because we had every pick the same.
You understand what a spread is. They do a spread to try to even out the game, right?
Cowboys are driving, about to take the lead, by the way.
Stop that.
The Giants lead
Wait,
Giants lead the Las Vegas Raiders 23-0 right now.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. They don't. It's 7-0 Raiders.
We got a lot of fans out there booing you.
All right. Well, this has been the pregame show. We wanted to get on and talk a couple of things. Lots of nonsense going on in Chicagoland with the talk of the quarterbacks. Felt like we needed to get on and ask people how they still felt about Tyson Bagent. He's terrible.
The things.
Check out the Facebook page. Let us know what you guys think. We will see you guys next Monday at time to be determined, because Fitz has
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
I'll be high as a fucking kite by
7 o'clock.
So have fun with that.
He's going to eat the edible at 6. So by 7,
Your butt, Joe Boo.
the room will be spinning. See
Pretty
you guys.
Even know how to do this. All right. Bye.
So for my money, that's open. Certainly the deep hook is open.